y'all, welcome back to my channel. As some of you probably know, I am currently on vacation. This was pretty much the first time that I've ever traveled alone with Cameron. We've probably taken about, I want to say 6 flights together in his lifetime, but usually we are with other people, and so if he starts acting crazy, I have some other people around that will help me. But this time it was different. We were traveling completely alone. Even if we were traveling alone when he was younger, when he was a baby, I think things probably would have been fine. But now he's a toddler, y'all. Next month he'll be 1.5, and so tantrums have started. Defiant behavior has started, throwing things, screaming, just being loud for no reason. Just typical toddler things. Cameron has started all of those things. So real quick, before I get started, if you are new to this channel, welcome. My name is Kiani. I have a almost 1.5-year-old son named Cameron, hence the name Key and Cam. And on my channel, we do a lot of mommy lifestyle videos, just everyday life. We do different vlogs, we do clothing hauls, we do reviews and unboxing, and then some tip videos on just everyday life. So if you're interested in those types of things, definitely subscribe to my channel and I'll get started. As you can see from the title, I have a list of 7 tips just based on my experience traveling with a toddler alone. Some of these things I did really well, some of these things I wish I did, and that's how I came up with this list. So tip number 1, and this comes before the day of travel even comes, I recommend getting an aisle seat. There's more leg room, and then also if you need to get up and change your baby during your flight, then you don't have to wake people up that are sitting next to you. You don't have to annoy them getting up and down. I just think it's a lot easier when you have an aisle seat. If you can't get an aisle seat, I would say the next best thing would be a window seat, because then the child is able to look out the window and it's kind of distracting and it holds their attention for a little bit. So worst possible seat is a middle seat, and if you get a middle seat, definitely change it, because toddlers like their space, they like to spread out, and if you're in between 2 people, they might get tired of you kind of bumping into them, or the child just being loud and crazy. So aisle, number 1 choice. Window, number 2 choice. Tip number 2, carry as little as possible onto the plane. That means if you have a bunch of luggage and things, make sure you check it. I know it gets kind of pricey, but I swear it's worth it, because you don't want to be lugging your toddler around the airport and also a bunch of bags. It's really tiring and I really don't recommend it. I think that it would be very frustrating to just be lugging things around. It's just easier and faster to carry as little as possible. So check those bags. And if you have things that you need to travel with that you don't necessarily need right before travel or during travel, I would even say try to ship some of those things. Usually around Christmas time, we are in Florida, and I have an uncle who lives in California, and so he joins us, and his daughter gets so many different toys and things, and they don't want to bring it on the plane. So what they do is they have it shipped to their house before they even leave, and then when they get home, it's sitting there. That way the daughter gets to play with the toys and they didn't have to lug it all the way through the airport. So minimize your luggage. All right, moving on. Tip number 3, bring an umbrella stroller. Oh my God, lifesaver. Who wants to lug around a toddler in the airport? Definitely not me. So what I did this time around is I used a pretty cheap umbrella stroller just to wheel him around, and the only time I had to fold it up was through security. So basically when you get to the security area, you just break it down, you put it on the conveyor belt to go underneath, and then you just hold your baby, walk through their security machine, and then you're able to open it back up and wheel yourself to the gate, and all is well. So if you're going to bring an umbrella stroller, you can wheel it all the way to the gate right before you get onto the plane, and you just leave it right by the door, and then some nice young man or young woman will come get it, put it underneath the stroller for you, and then by the time you are leaving that plane, your stroller is already out there waiting for you, and it's just quick quick, it's easy, and you don't have to lug around a heavy toddler. So I definitely recommend bringing an umbrella stroller to make life easier. Tip number 4, if you're going to bring a car seat, make sure it's light or a rolly one. I was reading about this online and people were recommending that you actually buy a car seat, a light car seat that is only used for travel. That way, when it gets super dirty, you're not too worried. And it's light, so it's easy to carry around from place to place. And then the one you have at home may be a little more bulky or whatever. So here's the deal with car seats. You are able to check car seats. Most airports allow for you to check a car seat for free. Usually anything with a baby, they allow for free because they know that you need it. So when you first come into the airport, you can check it there. You could lug it all the way to the gate, like right before you get on the plane, like where you would leave that stroller as well. You could leave it there. I don't really know why you would want to carry it all the way there unless you were using it on the actual plane, which people do. So it's really up to you about, your preferences and what you want to do. Now, when I was reading about car seats in terms of airport travel, I did find there's a car seat that rolls just like some luggage. Clearly, it's made for airport travel, and I would say if you're interested in something like that, definitely get it, because that's going to be the easiest option in terms of carrying that car seat back and forth. Another thing I found for car seats, they have these car seat bags. So they have some really flimsy ones that you would put the car seat inside of it and then it zips all the way up. You can write your name on it. That's what you would use if you were going to check your car seat. Now, if you're going to carry your car seat throughout the airport, they have some durable ones. You put the car seat in the bag, you zip it up. It's made of a heavier material, a thicker material. So you just put it right on like a backpack and you're good to go. So lots of options if you want to bring a car seat with you during your travels. However, you do not have to do that. Wherever your destination is, there will be a rental car section, most likely. And most rental car places also rent out their car seats. So that is another option. Me personally, I'm here visiting family and they already had a car seat from a cousin who's kind of older now. So that's what we're using. But if they didn't have that option, I think I probably would have rented just because it's easier and less to carry. Tip number 5, pack lots of snacks. You and only you know what your child likes. For me, Cameron loves Ritz crackers, he loves graham crackers, he loves Cheerios, anything sweet really. And of course, if you're gonna get any type of beverages, you would have to buy them at the airport because they don't go through security. Now, if you are unaware, if your child is still drinking milk, you are allowed to bring that through security, all right? So put it on your carry-on bag, put it on the conveyor belt at the security. They will take your bag because they need to do some tests, some swabs of whatever it is, just to make sure that the liquid you have is okay to bring on the plane. But if they see you have a small child and you have a container of milk, they will not bother you. So I typically bring 3 to 4 full bottles on the plane with me just in case. So yeah, you want to pack their favorite snacks, whatever's going to keep them quiet and content for the duration of your trip. Going along with that, tip number 6, choose a lap bag and put all your essentials in it. So your snacks, your tablets, your bottles or cups of milk, Pampers or pull-ups and blankets, things like that, your wallet, all of your essentials. So you have that right at your feet, literally, and you can just dig right into that bag, grab what you need, and keep moving. You don't have to get up and disturb people going into the overhead compartment looking for your bags. So typically with most airports, you're allowed 1 carry-on, which could be, they have specific size dimensions, but basically a small bag that you would put overhead in the compartment. And then they also allow for you to have a personal item. So for me, my personal item when I travel is Cameron's diaper bag. It's a book bag. And I just put all the things he's gonna need, and I also put a few things that I'm gonna need while on the plane, like headphones, a blanket, usually a book or something like that. So I put all that in there. I put whatever larger bag I have above me, and then I keep his diaper bag right at my feet so I can dig in there for whatever I might need. My next tip is download some videos that you know your child will want to watch. So If you're familiar with my channel, you know that my child is obsessed with Daniel Tiger. So I can't really figure out how to get Daniel Tiger onto my phone. I was just kind of praying that United Airlines would have it as part of their kids' TV shows, which they did not. And what I had planned to do was just let a YouTube video play and screen record it so that I had it in my camera roll and I could just play it for him at any point. But I got distracted and I waited till the last minute and I forgot to do it. So I really think that if I did that, things would have been better on the plane. But I forgot. So United Airlines, they have an app that you have to download before you take off on the plane. You download that and they have a list of different movies and different TV shows for kids and adults. So I forget what the show is called, but I found a show for him to watch. It wasn't as engaging as his Daniel Tiger show, but you know, it helped. So I'm telling you guys to plan ahead and figure out a way to get your child's favorite show or favorite movie on a tablet, on a computer, on your phone, whatever. And I think that really helps them to just kind of chill and relax, and it takes their mind off of the travel. So last but not least, as a very last resort, and this tip is kind of controversial, child melatonin. So if you're not familiar with melatonin, it's basically a sleep agent. So if I wanted to take melatonin for a good night's sleep, for like just an uninterrupted sleep, I would take some melatonin, and the doses vary. So I would take some melatonin probably about 30 minutes before going to bed, and then it would help kind of soothe my body to get to sleep. And then once I'm asleep, it helps me stay asleep. So it's kind of controversial when it comes to children because they're saying that it hasn't been tested enough to really prove that it works for the kids. And children naturally produce, I forget what the actual hormone is, but they naturally produce that sleeping agent. So people are like, why should you need to use it? Because then they might get used to taking something to go to sleep, and then they're not able to fall asleep on their own anymore. And I agree with that. And I definitely say, if this is something you're interested in looking into, call your doctor. Do not just go buy it and give it to your child. Call your doctor, weigh the pros and cons, and then decide if you want to get it. So I did go ahead and buy some. I would never give it to Cameron just because, even on a difficult night at home where I'm able to rock him and he's able to kind of cry it out, I wouldn't give it to him. But in this situation, on a plane where there are people trying to sleep and all that stuff, as a very last resort, if he is screaming, tantruming, whatever, and I know that he's tired and he just needs to get to sleep and all will be well, then I'll use it. So I haven't yet, but that's always in my diaper bag just in case. So the kind I got is just a chewable tab. It's really small. They also have gummies. And so I will link both of those down below. In case you're interested, you can buy them and not use them. You can buy them and wait and talk to your doctor, whatever you want to do. But I bought the chewable tablets. And that concludes all of my tips for travel alone with a toddler. It sounds so scary. And it is. But it's doable. You can definitely do it. It really helps to plan things out in advance and plan for anything that could go wrong. So I hope these helped. Let me know in the comments if you agree with some of these things, if you disagree, if you have any tips for travel that I didn't even mention, because I still have to travel home. So if I miss some things, let me know so I can do them in advance. So thank you guys for tuning into this video, and I will see you in my next one.